up, everybody? Welcome back to another PG Sports podcast. Today, our special guest is Quincy Amarikwa. Just waiting for him to come in. Let's see, 201, 330. Other. Yo, just had a phone call and messed up my thing for a second. Let's get Quincy in here. Yo.
What up, bro?
What's up? How's it going?
Making lots and lots of progress, bro.
Making progress?
Oh, yes. So much progress. Lots of moves are happening.
Positive moves?
I believe so, but, time will tell.
Free.
What's going on with you?
Well, I'm just typing this out. Feel free to ask any questions.
Julian, what's happening? Bear Cummings, what up? Christopher, Julian, thanks for stopping by the live. Matt Folzer, 94, joined in.
Well, you know?
Am I saying that right? No. I'm just saying I was like, oh, hey, am I saying that name right? What's up, bro?
Yes, what's up? How's everything going? I gotta pin this.
As I'm sure everybody knows, Grant Ward dropped in. What up, brother? Yeah, Matt said, what up? Chilling, bro. Nick.
What's up, Matt?
Thanks for stopping in. I'm sure as everybody knows, when the world, I think the old world, the analog world has officially shut down. So the digital world has turned on and people are trying to figure out how to operate and navigate in this digital world. Yeah, Matt said I said his name wrong. Yeah, Matt, can you type it out? I'm a phonetic reader. But it's all good. It's all good, bro. Everyone messes up my name too. Mark Pelosi dropping in to say what's up. What's going on, Mark?
Yeah, so tell me about, I remember you mentioned that you pretty much moved in like one day from DC to California because of coronavirus.
Yeah. I think most people who know me know that when I get information or I get news, I think probably because of the nature of my work, you just got to make decisions quickly. You got to make executive decisions fast. And when I was looking at kind of that news as it came in, I just realized, you know what, I'd rather be safe than sorry. We should just pack up our stuff, move back to California and see how everything plays out. If, I'm wrong and it doesn't shut everything down, then whatever, I'm back in California, which is where I'm from. So that's a positive. And if it, ends up turning into kind of what it is right now and where looks like it's going to start going even more, we got out in front of it. We're a little bit ahead and are able to make the best of it. You know what it is, man. It's the MSL mentality. We're out here just adapting. That's just what we
adapt
do.
or die in full effect.
That's it. That's what it is. Hey, listen, what do we need to do to adapt? We don't like the news. Okay, cool. I don't like the news. It's not great. But it doesn't mean that it's got to keep us from moving forward and figuring out how to navigate. So that's what we've been doing.
Actually, I don't think I ever asked you this question. What made you start Ask a Soccer Pro show like live, and you do it live on Instagram, which obviously you see I'm doing it now, and a lot of people are doing it since Corona sitting. Actually, like I'm going to bed and I'm like, it's like midnight, 1 a.m. I'm like, yo, there's like so many people live. I'm like, I don't even know what to watch.
Yep. And so everyone is in the beginning stages of learning and trying to figure out how live works, what's valuable about it, how to provide value. And the interesting thing that I'm watching now and I'm getting to see is everybody, from my perspective now, getting late to the party, right? So it's just the same with the news on the Corona stuff out on the East Coast. I think people are so used to getting to something later. So think of it this way: like, how often have you clicked the I'll update or upgrade my software tomorrow, and you keep clicking tomorrow, a couple hours from now, and then all of a sudden you pick your head up. It's been a year since you've upgraded it, and you're only doing it now because your system's crashing and everything's falling, right? I think that's just human nature, and I think that's what people typically do. But to answer your question specifically, I saw that Instagram Live was something that I think is a very valuable tool and underutilized asset. And I was thinking, you know what? I want to learn and understand how this works. I also just enjoy it. I want to refine my ideas and what I'm thinking about. And I thought it was a great platform to start and do that. So I started it in my free agency last year. So I think the show is at least like a year and 3 or 4 months old now. So we've been going live every Thursday for 6 p.m. PST, 9 p.m. EST for over a year plus now on Instagram Live, and our team has really done some amazing stuff. So I'm super juiced about it.
Yeah, I remember I did Instagram Live interview like when it first came out, but I didn't save it, and there wasn't any tools really that there are now to save stuff like that.
Yes.
And I think back in the day, you actually used to be able to click save at the end of the video. But you can't do that anymore, which is weird.
Nope. And that's another adapt or die thing, right? Like, oh man, they used to make it easy for us. Now it's not as easy anymore. It's like, oh yeah, it's not as easy anymore.
I think they gotta make the 3-way one next. Like, so you get 3 people in, or 2 people, whatever, additional 2 people.
I like that, but I think you run out of screen space. But if you did it like Zoom, and they made it like that, and they just did in the 4 corners.
Yeah.
But you know what?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Just a matter of time, because all those updates. I think the thing that people aren't thinking about is like, as soon as there's a feature that works really well on another platform, other platforms integrate it into theirs. So what's important isn't necessarily which platform you're on, in my opinion. It's more important how consistent you are on the platform, like what you're learning from doing it, and then what can you learn on this platform that will apply to all platforms. But I think in this new world, the information age that we're in, or people that we've been in, that people are just becoming aware of and waking up to, because we said, hey, 2020 is about the vision. Consistency over time is what will determine value.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever got messages in general that like maybe you see like they don't like anything or comment anything, like even say in your locker room or something, and they're like, oh, like I see you're doing, like your stuff is cool, like blah blah, but you've never seen them ever like anything or like comment?
Oh yeah, you mean ghost followers?
Pretty much.
Yeah. Ghost followers.
I like to call them. I like to say they're creeping.
Oh, they're creeping. Yo, shout out Matt dropped diamond in your head emoji. What's going on? Yo, Eli Lesser this week in MLS just joined in too. What's up, brother? Loving his Abby. If you guys haven't seen it, make sure you understand. Hey. Yeah, I call them ghost followers, mainly because, okay, so this is, I'm glad you asked this question, because you got the old world, which is analog, and you got the new world, which is digital, right? Mm-hmm. And in the old world, you could steal people's stuff, and if they can't, there's time and processes to get to you. So like a mail. Let's use mail for an example. Everybody knows that. You used to write letters. People used to write letters. Well, if I wrote a letter to you, where are you at, Paul?
Connecticut.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm in California. I could physically write a letter, but I'd have to go put it in the mail. Someone would have to come and pick it up. They take it to the local place. I mean, they still do this, but my point is, they drive it across country or fly it across country. There's going to be a delay in time to get my message from me to you, right? More importantly, yo, what up, Wally? What's going on? JWAKK. Welcome. Thanks for stopping by. Yo, Mark Haynes joined in. What's going on, Mark? What up, brother? But more importantly than the message getting to you is the infrastructure required to get the message to you, right? There's got to be someone who's employed at the post office. They have to get up. They got to drive there. They have to have the organization. They got to take it there. Then they got to put it on the plane. So that means there has to be a plane to fly. So infrastructure had to be built to get my message written from me to you, right? The internet, in the digital age, what people aren't valuing and understanding is that infrastructure is now digital. So I can write that message and I can deliver it like I'm doing right here to you right now in real time, in video, to Connecticut, and you can hear me in real time. But there's all this analog infrastructure that goes into making that happen instantaneously. But because most people, especially people who are joining in here, what up, DC United Academy joining in? What they're not understanding is just because you can't see the infrastructure doesn't mean it doesn't exist. And it doesn't mean it doesn't cost money and it isn't valuable and it doesn't take time, effort, and energy. But because everyone can get the message instantly, they think they all have the same level of experience. Which is a mistake. And that's what we talk a lot about on the MSL, the Mental Strength League, baby.
That's why I'm sure you've seen the memes, but my favorite new meme is like, since everyone's working from home now, and they say like, oh, that meeting could have been one email, instead of like a 30-minute hour meeting.
Yes.
Which I already know there's a lot of pointless meetings in like corporate world.
Yeah, everybody knows that, but but nobody knew what to do. So they just said, I guess this is what we have to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I think going into like a power, I think some people feel it like power that they could tell you, like, come into the office or come into the meeting. Like be there for like whatever, however many minutes.
Correct. Okay, but also think about this. Like, I don't know what you're doing unless you're here, and I'm scared of what you're doing when you're not here. So I need you to be here so I can look at you.
Well, they're learning now.
They're either I feel like they've learned that they didn't learn anything.
Well,
and they don't know what to do, and most are just, like I said, pouting. Oh, it's hard. Oh, it's not fair. Oh, I need to do it. Oh, they're all complaining and whining, while the people who are doing the actual work are just moving farther and farther ahead of them. They're building more and more infrastructure. And tying to your question on like, what about the ghost followers and stuff? They don't realize that, we know you're watching, we know you're following, and we know you're stealing our ideas and implementing it. But the problem that you're not grasping, and I'm even telling you exactly what it is and what to do, and send it to you in Connecticut so you can get it immediately. That's a great idea, right? That's a great idea. But the amount of work, effort, energy, and infrastructure that has to be built so that you can do that is where the value is. Yeah, there's a value. You take the idea, execution's where it's at. So it's funny watching ghost followers steal ideas and try to implement them without having the infrastructure. Because all they're doing is they're showing you that they follow you. They're showing you that they've been paying attention. They show you that they've been listening. And they show you that they've given you zero credit. And they don't want to acknowledge the work that you're doing. And that's why I say it's funny. Yeah, you use haters to your advantage. That's the advantage of the digital age. Haters. Yeah. Negativity.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, Matt, that you pronounced his name wrong. I don't even know how to say it, but even though I went to school with him, but he said, how was getting in Zlatan's head?
Easy. How was it? It was easy. It was super easy.
See, I don't know how big of a soccer fan he is or isn't, but see, he knows you because of that. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, well, I'm glad they finally started paying attention. I've been doing this stuff for over a decade, but
what is this subject about? It's about whatever we're talking about, pretty much anything.
Oh yeah, what's the subject about? What do you want to learn about? What do you want to talk about?
What we love is when people send us messages. Oh, send me merch. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Clothing brand. Send me merch. I'll wear it around. I always approach these emails now. A plan to have would be beneficial. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's definitely, if it's not a two-way street, if the person, isn't going to help you with them sending merch, I don't think that's a good idea, obviously.
That's a good one. Okay, dropping in the questions. Okay, what do you guys think about Bitcoin? Okay, so
Bitcoin.
let's BTC.
I guess we're talking about anything.
Oh, right. Okay, so we're in the information age where I'm the believer that people are transitioning and understanding what we're going into, which is the open source economy. And open source means ideas are infinite, ideas are all over the place, but the value is in execution of the idea. And one of the proof of that to me is what Bitcoin is. So Bitcoin, for those of you who don't understand, it's the simplest way of thinking about it is it's open source money. So there's a ledger, the public ledger, and every single time there's a transaction on the blockchain, it's documented, and the entire network has to confirm that transaction before it gets added to the ledger. So it's basically saying, hey, it's money based on math, and you're saying you can't create any more of it than we've already predetermined at the start of the game. So everybody understands the rules of the game, everybody understands how much will be there and how much you can earn. So it's a true representation of, call it digital value ideologically. There's a lot of people who debate about the difference of that. It's not a true store of value. It's not this, not that, whatever. I understand those arguments, but in the online space, value is in consistency. And consistency is time and building infrastructure that facilitates that consistency over time. And to me, that's what I think Bitcoin is and what it represents, and why it is of value, and why I believe it will continue to be of value more and more here in the future. Because people have tried every different way to destroy it, get rid of it, deregulate it, ban it, all of that. And that would be like, it would be equivalent to trying to look at it like the record industry.
Mm-hmm.
The record industry. You had LimeWire, Napster, all of these torrent websites, all these torrent websites. Yeah, the record industry had to learn how to recapture its own value, because people could just rip their content and share it for free on the internet. There's no way that they could stop it. They tried suing and tried blocking it, but now they're embracing it, which I think is the right move. Embrace the new technology, learn how it works, learn how to adapt or die. It's very MSL mentality-esque.
Pretty much. You still see me? I think he cut out for a second. See if he pops back in. I don't know if it's me or Quincy, but maybe I should unadd him, re-add him in. Let's see. Hold up. Is it me? No, I don't think it's me. I think I'm good. Let's see. Hold up. Quincy will be back at any minute now. Sure. There we go.
Yo, all right.
Yeah, what's up?
Bro, speaking of infrastructure, when you're dropping this much knowledge and this much data,
you just broke the internet. You broke the internet.
You break the internet. When you're dropping this much knowledge and this much data, the system infrastructure can't support this much data. Think about it, guys. If I'm sharing with you a life lesson I posted on Twitter maybe like 6 months ago or something like that, how many gigabytes do you think is in a life lesson?
A million.
Maybe. I feel like terabytes of data,
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, but if I could break down that life lesson and put it into a zip file, and everyone understands what I'm saying when I say this.
Yeah, compress it.
If I compress that lesson down into a zip file, I can now maybe take these terabytes of information and turn them into gigabytes. And then if I can send that message through here in real time over video across the network, you guys, if the network can handle the data upload of my life lesson and your download into your head, then you can unzip that lesson and boom, blow your mind.
Football Wizardry said, when are you coming to Nigeria?
I probably will be back there sometime this year, maybe come the end of the year. Gator said, dropping knowledge. Exactly. But are you able to download this knowledge? Are you operating on a high enough frequency? I think someone, I forgot, someone else was in and he said he's halfway through his 10-day push-up challenge.
Oh, yeah.
That merch is going to be looking good.
I thought it's 30 days.
No, what was it? 6 months. He said he's halfway.
6 months.
Said,
how's 10 days halfway through?
No, he said of the 10 push-up challenge. He said I'm halfway through the 10 push-up challenge.
Oh, gotcha.
So for those of you who might not know, several months ago, obviously at least 3 months ago, maybe a little bit longer, I had said if you can do 10 push-ups every single day consistently without miss for 6 months, and you track yourself doing it, you'll get some free Perfect Soccer merch. But if you miss a single day, you got to start back over because we're out here building mental strength.
How do you meditate?
I think Jaleel said, where's my Quincy gear, bro? You want some of that OG original Dead Fish Quincy Amarikwa merch, bro? You know what
does that say on there?
Quincy? Yeah, this is Quincy.
Oh, yeah.
Quincy Amarikwa.
Gotcha. There you go.
Got my number over there.
The throwback.
Jaleel, the merch is on the site, perfectsoccerskills.com/store, bro. But if you're telling me you're trying to be a Perfect Soccer influencer, yo, send me an email. Come join the team, bro. Out here, teamwork makes the dream work. Darty, CEO, what's going on? Welcome. Drew said, what up?
You remembered my question?
No, which one? What's your question?
Do you meditate?
I've done guided meditation, so I've got like an app that walks you through that. But I think the way that I think about stuff is kind of like a meditative state. So I feel like that's what most people consider meditation, would consider meditation. But like designating specific time for it, I do it from time to time, but I don't do it with like I don't do it with the consistency in which like I approach my businesses and stuff.
Yeah, so this girl just asked me that last night, and I was like, well, I don't think I meditate. And then she was like explaining it, and then she was like, no, like pretty much everyone does it, but you don't really know you're doing it. So I thought it was a great question for you, obviously, because all the in your head stuff.
Yeah, and so that I very much align with that. So yeah. I think that I am constantly meditating, but specifically creating time where I sit down and go like, oh, this is my meditation time. Yeah. I do that randomly at times where I feel like time. I guess when you're playing professional sports, you get very in tune with your body and you know what you need. Yeah. So when I hit moments in time where I go like, okay, I literally need to stop thinking. I need to spend time not thinking. That would be my times of meditation. But I find a meditative state in thinking. But sometimes you need to remove yourself from it. So it's just
like you're ever just like laying in bed and you're thinking about stuff because you want to do stuff the next day. Mm-hmm. But like you gotta like tell yourself to shut your brain off so you go to sleep.
Yes.
Yeah, so I guess we do because I think a lot. I'm sure you know that. So and I think you do too. So I guess that might be our other form of meditation of us just thinking in general.
Yes. Sean Lozano, 23, said Quincy been putting in work and thinking since forever.
Pretty much. Yeah. Since 87. Oh, did I do that? Or did he just did you lose connection, or I clicked it by accident? I think I clicked it by accident.
Click what?
The X button.
Oh, did you? Kick me out. Kick me out right away. Like, get out of here, bro.
Yeah, so you've been doing that since 87.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. What was it? So what I do when I'm sleeping and let's say you're thinking about what it is that you're going to do, mm-hmm. What I'll do is I'll think about visualization exercises that get me reps for whatever it is that I'm doing. Mm-hmm. So like you're thinking about the stuff that you're wanting to do for the day, but let's say I need to rebuild out the perfect soccer system. Mm-hmm. So all the links and all the funnels and all the content and information we've been creating, I'm thinking about what I'll then do is I'll be like, okay, let's reorganize it in my mind. So at least I'm getting some type of productive work done.
Yeah.
Yeah. That way, when I get up, I can immediately go and complete what would have taken me maybe 5 hours. I can get it done in an hour because I thought through it at night. And then once I've finished it, then I can go and unplug and I can go to sleep. So,
What about you? You believe in positive energy?
So I understand what you're asking when you say that. I believe positive energy exists, right? I think it's a thing. But in the sense of saying like positivity is the only way to make anything of value or productive, no. I think negativity can be used the same. But I think perspective is what you're taking, because you can take something that's meant to be positive and you can skew it with a perspective that makes it look negative. So like, if you want to get more deep with and more specific with your question, I can answer that. But I take that any which direction. Philly Union, what up, bro?
What about what's something people don't know about you?
Ooh, okay.
We know you run a business. Obviously, you play soccer. Like, what's like something like maybe like art, or maybe not even, I mean, books, I guess.
Carlito said, come back to DC United. Hey, tell him to get that DP contract ready to go and send it my way. It's still in my free agency year. They're running out of content. What's something people don't know? That's a good one. Making me think. I end up sharing so much stuff online. I try to think about like what I haven't.
Or what's something that you want to do that maybe you haven't done yet? Maybe business wise, maybe like, I don't know. I need some new Quincy content.
Oh, you need some new Quincy content. I guess a lot of the things that I haven't done yet are things that I know I will do in the future, which is why I'm like building the companies the way that I am, so I can be able to do those things. So like, I want to be able to, you come to me with an idea and I literally can be like, all right, here, funding it, go do it. Let's see what happens. So those are things that I want to do. So a big reason why I'm building the platform the way that I am, the reason why I've been so dedicated and committed to building this up is I believe a lot of people have great ideas. They have they have the ability, drive, and work ethic to make something of value come into the world, but they don't have the mentorship, the guidance, or the bankroll necessary to see it come to fruition. So I felt like, because I wasn't given that when I was coming up through the system, I spent my time creating a process so I could deliver that to other people. But obviously not without putting in the work and being committed to what it is they're doing. But let's see, more so.
What's up, Isaiah?
This is a hard question for me, because in these last several years, especially, I've had to get so laser focused on ignoring all the other, you know what I mean, all the other things that I might have enjoyed doing in the past or did more of, so I can get this dialed in.
Oh, actually, I got a good one, I think. Okay. Oh yeah, don't you like fishing?
Oh yeah, I like fishing. Fishing's fun.
I only know that because unreleased episode with Ross. Ross gave me a good story about you. Somebody else bought a boat.
Yes,
me and went fishing.
Yeah, okay, so there you go. It'd probably be better if you just asked me questions about the different things that happen on. And this is what I was talking to my wife about. I'm bad at understanding that I have stories, because I'm not. To me, they're not stories. It's just, this is what happened. So,
yeah. Well, yeah. So, like, now over time, like, I keep on thinking, I'm just like, oh shoot, like I do have a lot of stories, but I don't really realize it until then. I'm like, oh yeah, that happened after that, and that happened after this, and that happened after that.
Yes, and it turns into a story.
Yeah,
so, So those would be good. FIFA Fava asked, do you think the reason why Zlatan left? Do you think you're the reason why Zlatan left MLS? Yes. Yes, that's where he realized, oh, I need to get out of here because I'm about to get exposed. What's that going to look like to him? You know, like 5'9" dude shutting him down in a game, nationally televised. Like, that's not good for the Zlatan brand. That's supposed to be super mentally strong. Not good. You know what I mean? But, you know, it takes time for people to understand and learn, and I'm patient. The MSL is patience. but yeah, when I was in Colorado, Kosuke Kimura and we went on Craigslist into the classified section and found some dude that was selling his trolling boat. And we bought his boat and we'd use it and we'd go fishing. Him, Omar Cummings. I think Ross had come with us a few times, but Ross isn't much of an outdoorsman, so he kind of would just like lay on the side of on the grass and stuff. And then we didn't have any place to dock it, so what we would do is we just go park it out behind the soccer fields at Dick's Sporting Goods Park. Mm-hmm. And it pissed a bunch of like the groundskeepers and stuff off, and eventually I think someone came and stole it, but we got our use out of it.
Now, you're patient enough to wait to like catch a fish?
Oh yeah, man.
I could just see. Actually, I could see you getting like laser focused and just not moving.
No, it's just.
Oh my god.
I get when there's something new that comes on to me, I get obsessed with it. I want to learn everything about it. I want to get as good at it as quickly as possible. It's the best way to think about it is like I want to be much better than the average person at anything it is that I'm doing. As soon as I know that I know enough to get me by better than the average person, then I usually move on to something else because I want to learn something more.
Actually, I got a good one. What do you think about esports? I remember you were at the convention. I think you met people there, right? About esports.
Yeah. So it's funny. I think 2 years ago I went to CES. So what is that? I went to CES and I had met David Moon, the COO of Hyper Esports. What is it? HyperX Esports Arena out in Las Vegas at the Luxor. Mm-hmm. We had hosted, I forgot what it was, episode like, I don't know, 53 of the Ask the Soccer Pro show there. But I'd met him 2 years ago at CES, and they do these dope semi trucks that have been converted to esports games. So like they're basically pop-up events. It's connected to everything. They can stream every game and post-produce and clip and all that kind of stuff. It's awesome stuff. And we had met just there, and we ended up talking for like 2 or 3 hours just about like strategic planning and just the industry as a whole and how to navigate building. So I just met him there that one time. I think the rest of the tour ended up going off, and me and him were just sitting there like just chatting it up for like 3 hours. But then I didn't really think anything of it. Fast forward to this year, I went to CES again. We were getting a tour at that event at the building in the Luxor, and I turn and I look, and we make eye contact, and he looks at me, and I look at him like, hey, like, how do we know each other? And then I realized, oh crap, yeah, man. That's where I reconnected with David. We ended up talking. He's like, hey, bro, remember we were talking about strategy for time? And I was like, yeah. And he said, yeah, this is what we built since then. So if people are wondering what it is I'm talking about, you can go check out that episode. There's a tour of kind of the facility. But to answer your question, I think that it is being grossly underestimated how large the overall market of esports and e-gaming is going to be in the next 5-10 years. I think it'll generate more revenue and more viewers than all professional sports combined.
That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty crazy now. I mean, I don't know if you saw that they had like the NBA players playing 2K on ESPN like last week.
I didn't see that.
So I'm waiting. I'm assuming FIFA is going to be the next one.
With who?
Probably NBA players, I guess. I feel like they're the most gamers.
Yeah. We're even talking about esports game. I forgot about this. I just literally got off the phone with Earl.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. He was doing something, right?
Yeah, so Earl just helped us launch the Perfect Soccer Twitch account. So the Perfect Soccer Gamer
there you go.
Yesterday.
You play video games?
Huh?
Do you play video games?
I used to be a hardcore gamer, bro. I was top 50. I was top 50 in the world in Halo Double Team. Me and my boy Jordan Hong. Shout out Jordan Hong if anybody knows. Me and him spent more time hanging out in digital space than we have in physical space. hundreds of hours of gaming. Like I said, super obsessive. I get super hardcore, and I want to be really good at it. Top 50 in the world in double tap on Halo. But I stopped playing for a while, and once you try to get back in, the curve of hours you have to put back in to get back to the level that you were at. I'm just like, I can do it, but I wouldn't be able to do anything else. Gamers are dedicated, committed, like ridiculous hours.
Ridiculous. Yeah, and now it's paying off.
Yes, it is starting to pay off, but I think the amount of commitment to what it takes to be a professional video gamer is unhealthy.
Yeah.
Like I think just like how you're saying, football players have CTE and all those problems and issues. I think in probably like 15 years, you'll start seeing that there's some type of underlying chronic like illness or issue that's happening amongst.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're already coming out with the blue something glasses, so it doesn't affect your eyes, like for TVs and video games and computers.
Oh, I'm thinking in terms of like numbers of hours they sit in one place.
Oh yeah. Well, that's it, yeah.
And then the type of food that they eat and the things that they're drinking to stay awake. Like
Red Bulls.
Yeah, I feel like they're accelerating their aging. I feel like most pro gamers who started at like 12, 13, 14, 15, and they play for like the next 15 years, I feel like at 30 and 40, they'll look like they're 60. And they'll have like...
just in the dark all the time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the amount of commitment it takes to be a professional gamer and like a top professional gamer is way more commitment than professional sports. Because there's no physical, the physical aspect is, with your hands and stuff, and mentally and thinking, but you're stationary.
Yeah.
And that it allows you to do way more than you ever could because it's not tied to physical.
Yeah.
So like you could forget to eat for 2 days.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I remember I saw something like a long time ago, and it was like somebody in Japan like gamed for so long that they literally died because they didn't stop playing.
Yes.
Like they just didn't. It was weird.
I could see it. That's what I'm telling you. Like when I'm working, I get super in the zone, like I'm gaming, and sometimes.
But I definitely forget to eat sometimes. But then I realize I'm like, all right, it's 3 o'clock. I gotta go like eat lunch.
Yeah, you're like, I have to go do. I have to go eat. I have to do something, right? But in the gamer space,
they're not even thinking.
No, they're not even thinking that because they're going like, if I don't stream and I don't keep doing this, my fans and followers will go and watch the other dude who will stream for, you know what I mean, like kill himself to stream.
Yeah.
It's too extreme.
Well, someone asked, "Do you guys play FIFA?" I remember I had it a couple years ago, but the last one I had that I was actually good at was like, I don't know, maybe like 2012, or I don't know, maybe 2009. I don't know. It was whenever like Eto'o was on Barcelona, and I used to kick it with the goalie, and then Eto'o got it, and then he just had speed burst and goal.
I used to play FIFA a game, but then I hung up the sticks, man, like 4 or 5 years ago.
You own a system right now?
I mean, yeah, I have one, but I was literally using it as a paperweight in my house for several years.
Oh man.
Talking. Yeah. But now that I've been talking, that's what I was talking about with Earl. He'll be challenging one of the San Jose Earthquakes players to FIFA that will be streaming here on Saturday. And then we're also talking about doing kind of like a Sunday fun day on the Perfect Soccer account where we'll start gaming and streaming on our Twitch accounts, but going live on Instagram while we do it, answering questions, doing giveaways, hanging out, and doing a whole stream. So that should be good.
Yeah, that'll be dope. I mean, obviously, probably FIFA is the biggest sports game also, obviously, as soccer is in the world. So, sorry, everyone. I mean, I'm sure you've seen all these other athletes. They say that they're the best FIFA player.
Yeah, every single player says they're the best, that they're the best FIFA player ever. Then they get clapped.
What about how are you like, are you still training now during Corona? Like, how are you staying in shape?
So it's funny. I've basically been on quarantine in this for 7+ months now. Because once your season ends and you're a free agent, then you just have to approach it as if you're never going to play soccer again, and but be prepared as if you could play soccer tomorrow. So I have a good system for maintaining my fitness so that at any point in time I'm a week and a half out from being like full on game fit, like 90 minutes fit. So I'd say I've been doing this for so long now that I know how to manage and read my body so that I can always be a week and a half out from being 90 minutes fit. So I'll always stay in like a 45 minutes fit zone, so that if I was called on by a team, say, hey, we need to sign you, you're playing, a person got, injured, we're signing you today, and now you're playing this weekend, I know I could play 45 minutes at a full capacity and level, and then I know I'd have to then really manage my body for the secondary 45 minutes. But then within another week and a half of training, I'd be up to 80 minutes fit, 90 minutes fit. So
do you think this might play to your advantage when the MLS comes back?
I'm telling you, if there's anything in terms of the MSL mentality is how to adapt and be prepared for chaos and how to thrive in chaos. And Renee had asked, does the quarantine affect that fitness? I think for 99% of most athletes and players, yes. Because they've never had to deal with this type of situation or this type of environment before. So they're all learning for the first time, just like everybody's learning how to use Instagram Live for the first time. Yeah, all these guys are testing, well, how do you train from home? And what do you do when you don't have a fitness coach who can give you a program? And, oh, I have to run on concrete. And how do I do that? I don't have a treadmill, and I don't have an at-home exerciser. And yeah, exactly. All of these excuses, which I'm just like, God, how mentally weak are you going to be? How mentally weak are you going to be? You're going to sit here and cry and, oh, I don't have a personal trainer who's working with me specifically, and I don't know how to use Zoom, and I don't know about social media. Yeah, and I don't know my contract and how do I negotiate, and how Quincy, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I didn't hear any of you guys crying for me when you weren't helping me with anything. Okay, so deal with it. Adapt or die, baby. Adapt or die. And if you don't know what to do, and you've been a ghost follower, and you've been kind of half in the MSL and paying attention to what we're doing, go over to the newsletter, join the newsletter, watch all the previous episodes, especially me. Episode 1, Episode 2, Episode 3, Episode 4 of the Ask the Soccer Pro show. I'm literally sitting in this house right here in off season, in a free agency year, having to approach it as if I was a rookie all over again, because they don't value veterans in the MLS. They just don't, because they don't have to. But now they have to. You know why? Because it's shut down.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you have to now get the value out of what you're doing now. There's no more faking it till you make it. That doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting, I think, for all the sports, just because there's going to be a lot of players that probably come back out of shape.
Oh, I won't say all. Most all of them will be out of shape, but they definitely won't be in game shape. And most of them will be looking at it as in terms of well, no one's doing anything, so we're all starting back over.
Yeah.
And I'm going yeah, that's okay, cool. I'm glad that's how you guys think about it. I'm 7 months in.
Yeah, you're already
7 months in, and I'm no problem.
You got a whole 3 training camps in you already. You're ready to go.
That's what I'm saying. I've had to do. This is what I'm telling. Oh, okay. If you go on my personal Instagram account, you'll see I posted. It said, "Hey, most people know about taking 1 step back to take 2 steps forward, right?"
Yeah.
I'm saying, okay, are you willing to take 100 steps back so you can make 101 steps forward?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm saying, if you realize you made a mistake 100 steps ago, are you willing to go back 100 steps, rewalk all of them, just so you can go 101, so you can go one step further in a new direction? Most people aren't willing to do that.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm sure that happened to you at Perfect Soccer, because it definitely happened with me. Like, I did something, didn't work, broke it all down, did it again.
Yep. And then did it again.
Yeah,
And did it again.
yeah, pretty
And
much.
did it
Still
again.
doing it.
I've restarted preseason 8 times already.
Yeah.
Yeah. So wait, yeah. So I'm in it, and most people go like, "Oh man, we got to do preseason all over again." I'm like, "Yeah, do preseason eight times. Do it 8 times in a row, and then hear the general manager tell you that, oh, I just don't think you got. Yeah, I don't think you know what you're talking about. But I guess that doesn't matter right now. So I guess I have to accept that and deal with it. And that's what I'm saying. You got to take personal responsibility for your future, and everything's not going to look perfect. It's not going to be easy.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is unfair. Everyone will say the world is unfair. Everyone understands that. Everyone agrees, yeah, the world isn't unfair. But then everyone's crying and complaining about it all the time. I don't hear you crying and complaining when it's unfair in your favor.
Yeah.
I don't ever hear anybody crying about that. Like, oh man, you know what? This isn't fair. Like, this is totally not fair. I got something that nobody else did. No one's saying that. Nobody's saying that.
Yeah.
But everyone will bitch and complain and moan when, oh, this isn't fair. I worked hard and I didn't get my chance, and that person got. I go, yeah. Well, were you crying and complaining when you got the chance that the other person didn't? Because you know this guy? No, no. And that's why MSL mentality, baby. I'm going like, yeah. The whole entire time I've been playing in MLS, it's been completely unfair. Well, you can see me over here. Oh, feel bad for me. No. I refuse to allow that to happen. No, because I think, the truth is true whether you believe it or not. If you're putting in the work and you're doing it for long enough, and it's honest work, it's hard work, and you stay committed and consistent over time, you will see the results of it. And, the perspective that you take during negative times, during chaos, during difficult times, is directly correlated to where you get 6 months from now, 12 months from now. Like,
Yeah.
are you going to sit here and whine and complain about, oh, Corona, everyone's taking the day off, so I should take the day off. We're all being this. Oh, Zoom's hard. Online's hard. Live's not this. No one's supporting me. No one's following me. Okay, if that's your reason to give up, then just give up.
You know what I like? When it's like the weekend and I'm doing work and I know like a lot of people aren't doing work.
Yes.
It's just like all right, like I know that I'm getting somewhere that, like, I don't know, going up a level that people aren't going up.
Yeah.
What about what I had a couple people on your podcast that said they, like, the one thing that they'd be scared of but no consequences, and a couple people said to start a business. So what advice would you give to somebody that wants to start a business and is scared?
If you want to start a business and you're scared, then you don't want to start a business.
All right, advice if they're not scared.
Okay. Well, no. Okay. But let me help you. How do you not be scared about starting a business? That would be right. Okay. Where you're really breaking it down is, if you're scared of something. So first, define what you're scared of. What are you scared of? Well, I'm scared of failing. Well, if you think you're going to be perfect the first time, you've already failed. So there you go. Bang. That's already out the window. What are you talking about? Well, I don't know what to do or where to start. Okay, you don't know how to use this thing called Google? You don't know how to type something into Google? You don't know how to read? You know what I'm saying? Oh, well, no, Quincy, it's not that easy. Oh, is it supposed to be easy? Well, I want it to be super easy. Oh, well, you don't get that. Too bad. My business is making it harder. So what are you going to do? The world's not fair. Ben said, you can't be scared of talking. You can be scared of talking. You can be scared of everything. What I'm telling you is, you can be scared and still do it anyway. Yeah, you can be scared to start a business. Start a business. You can be scared to tell people what you think. Tell them what you think. well, it'll negatively impact me. Yeah, and then you'll learn how it negatively impacted you. You'll learn why it did, and then you'll adjust and you'll get better next time. Right? The reason why I'm good at what I do, and I can sit here and I can speak the way that I'm speaking, where most people are going like, oh, you're just saying crazy stuff. No, I'm just speaking the truth. I'm telling you my truth. I'm telling you from my experience, the things that I've done and what I've had to do. And the reason I can speak with this confidence, which others will perceive as arrogance or cockiness, which is fine. Go ahead and think that if you want. If you enjoy being wrong, then cool. Think that it's arrogance and cockiness. I don't care, because it doesn't matter. My point is saying, when you've made the mistakes, when you've done the work, you're not scared. You're scared when you haven't done the work, when you haven't made mistakes. And you might be scared of making mistakes, but that keeps you from making mistakes, which means you're making the biggest mistake ever. Not taking action, not doing anything, which is what most people are doing right now. They're looking at everyone else around them when they're popping in lives, and most people are in the live talking about nothing.
They are.
Literally talking about zero. And if someone says, oh, what are you doing in this quarantine? Oh, nothing, just hanging out, waiting for it to be over. What? And they say I'm crazy. I'm going, okay, you now have time you never thought you were ever going to have. The whole world is officially shut down. It's completely resetting. It's a hard reset for everybody. You have your opportunity to actually compete and get ahead if you do the work right now. And you're just going to chill because everybody else is chilling? Yeah, you're fake. You're fake. You're a ghost follower. You're fake. You're someone who wants it easy. You're the person who steals someone's idea and then doesn't give them credit. You're the closed-minded person. You're a bad person. That's what you are. You're a bad person. And the thing is, you've surrounded yourself with people who will tell you you're a good person. So you're like, yeah, we're all good people. Mm-hmm. You're a good person? Yeah, I'm a good person too. Yeah. Oh, yeah, me too. Well, yeah, we're doing work. Mm-hmm. Are you working? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm working. Are you working? Mm-hmm. And then nothing happens. And then the whole thing falls apart a year from now, 2 years from now. And then you're blaming everyone. Oh, if someone would have told me, and this isn't fair. Oh, crying. Oh, see, perfect. There you go. Sports room. Got you, baby. There we go. Yeah, you can't be. Sports me. This is what I'm saying. Negativity is just showcasing to everybody your insecurity. And that's what I'm telling you. If you don't like my message, that means I'm calling you out. And you don't have anyone in your life who calls you out. And no one likes that. No one likes to be called out. What?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's why I tweeted out the other day, like everyone always says, oh, I wish I had so time. And I was like, well, now you have time to do whatever you want to do.
Yeah, but what they really mean is, I wish I had time so I could waste more of it.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Yeah, that's all it is. That's what I'm saying. Like, this is what I was realizing. Like, a lot of people just want to act. They want to act. They don't want to be a doctor. They want to play one on TV. Yeah. They don't want to be a pro player. They want to play one on TV. And you're going like, no. Okay, yeah, you can act. Okay, you can be an actor of a doctor on TV, but the work you have to do to play a doctor on TV is almost just as much work, if not more, than to just become an actual doctor. But everyone's looking for the easier way to do it.
Yeah, you know what's funny? So I had an actor on, and then I had like an Instagram influencer on, right? That's an actor or whatever, Instagram actor, you say, right? Yeah. And I asked both of them. I said, "Yo, can you get into your character and say something?" And who do you think did it? Who do you think didn't do it?
Did what?
I asked them to get into their character.
Oh, and they didn't?
Yeah.
The Instagram
no, I'm saying
person?
there was two. Yeah, exactly. The Instagram person. The actor.
Yes.
So then when I asked the real actor, he looked at me. And then 2 seconds later, he just got into character and said it.
I'm saying, well, because the Instagram actor is an actor.
Yeah, exactly.
He's fake.
That's
tell you though. Okay.
Because I put him on the spot and he didn't show up. That's like cause I gave as an example one, like that would be like, oh, Quincy, can you just take a free kick for me right now? And then the trick shot person would be like, oh no, I can't make that. And you'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, oh yeah, that's what I'm telling you. People aren't ready when their time comes. And when
Yeah.
they're not, and when they're not ready, when their time comes, rather than taking responsibility and taking their L and be like, oh man, you know what? I wasn't ready, but I'm going to come next time. I'll make sure I'm going to learn from this mistake. Everyone makes the mistake of not being ready when their time comes. Everybody makes it. The difference is that if you never take personal responsibility for the time that you're not ready, you're going to repeat that mistake over and over and over again. You're going to blame everyone for never getting to where you want to get to in life because you'll believe it's everyone other than you. But this is what I'm telling you. It's you. It's you. You're pointing at everybody, but what do they say? Oh, 3 more fingers are pointing straight back at you. Point at yourself in the mirror. Get yourself in order. Fix what you've got going on in your life first before you tell other people what it is that they need to be doing. Like, I'm not telling anyone what they need to be doing. I'm telling you what I do. I'm telling you what I think about, how I think about it, what it is that I'm doing. And if you would like to try that for yourself and apply it for yourself and see what happens for yourself, feel free. If you want to blame everybody else and say the system's unfair and it's built to fail and there's no way that you can make it and it was designed for you to not make it, well, then I say, like, okay, accept it, because you just said there's nothing you can do. So why are you sitting here complaining? I just don't get it. I don't understand why you would complain about there being nothing that you can do. Okay, if there's nothing you can do, be quiet. Go do something else. Why would you? It's literally, you're literally wasting your time at that point, because you said it. There's nothing I could do, and I couldn't change it, and there's nothing I could improve at. I was like, okay, so then why are you here? Why are you talking? Why are you jumping in? Why are you participating? Because you don't have anything better to do, and you subconsciously need this message because no one else is giving it to you. So you're welcome. I'm happy to help. I'm happy to help, even though most people aren't happy to help, because helping is work.
So last question on a lighter note. What's your favorite? What,
huh?
me?
What was that?
I said last question on a lighter note. What's your favorite cheat meal?
Cheat meal.
You don't know? You don't do that?
Oh, I mean, okay. I guess I don't look at it as cheating. I don't look at it as cheating because when I want to eat unhealthy, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
if I want
you
to
just
eat,
do it.
if I want to eat Wendy's or I want a pizza or whatever, I'm gonna do it.
All right, good. I like that.
Yeah, but what I also do is, I don't feel guilty for eating it, and I don't think there's anything wrong with eating it.
Yeah.
But I do also know that I'm going to be responsible for, like, okay, hey, I haven't been eating healthy or I ate unhealthy, so I need to make sure I make up for it with the work that I do. That's all. It's simple. It's just negotiating with yourself. I think most people just go like so extreme or so absolute, or like they'll eat something bad, then they feel guilty about eating something bad. So then they eat something again to feel better about it. And then they feel bad because they did that. And then they're like, well, I've already been eating crappy for 3 days, so whatever, who cares? It's
Pretty much.
Yeah, then it's 2 weeks later, and then now they're feeling the effects of just eating crappy, and they're like, oh, I'm not gonna do anything.
So all right. So what's your favorite meal?
Oh, my favorite meal? I like free food. So if anyone's giving free food, I'm challenged.
All right, come on. You don't have anything that you were on the East Coast for a while, and there wasn't anything like in California that you were like dying to have that you couldn't get in DC?
Oh,
I guess not.
no, yeah, no.
Quincy's not a
That's
foodie.
what I was telling you. I'm super boring. I'm super boring now when it comes to certain stuff because I've gotten so like dialed in where I'm just like, what? Because I'm not like,
I gotta eat. I'll eat it.
Yeah, you gotta eat food to live, and that's what I'm looking at. Okay, okay. I'll give you more specific. Best meal I've ever had that I always love eating and looking forward to is when I go back to Denver. There's a restaurant called Tag.
Okay.
Best restaurant ever. They've got just everything on the menu is kind of always changing, but it's just like a super amazing food. And then they've got like these duck fat French fries, brown sugar French fries, and Kobe beef sliders that are super good. So if you're in the Denver area, I'm jealous of you because you can go there.
That was like pronging it out of you to get that answer.
Yeah, because I had to really think, because I'm going like, okay, what do you? I want to deliver, and I'm going, okay. I'm just like, okay, so that's what I was thinking. Oh, so here's one. You know why I probably don't share that like that so willingly is because, and now you're making me think, because when I was living in Denver with Ross LeBeau, Andre, Aklan, And Jojo, Joseph Nane would always be around, Stu Sayus and all those guys. Serena and I went to Tag, ate these fries and these Kobe beef sliders and ate everything on the menu. Mind blown. Amazing experience. Amazing food, right? Yeah. I'm so juiced about it. And for me, when I discover something new and I love it, I'm evangelical about it.
You want to finish the story?
Yeah, okay, I'll finish it. All right, so I come back to our place. We live in downtown Denver, right? At this time, and I tell him, like, Andre, Ross, bro, I just had the best food I've ever had in my entire life. This place is amazing. We all need to go. We need to go eat there and all this, that, and the other. And I'm, you know what I mean? I'm gassing it up because for me, I don't mind. I always under promise and over deliver. Yes. So like I'm not gonna say something is dope unless I know that no matter what, in any circumstance, it's gonna be amazing, right? So I'm telling these guys, yo, we got to go here. We're gonna eat. What they did, because this is what ends up happening in just a house full of alpha males, is they just went. They literally made the decision that they're not gonna go there because of how much I've talked it up. So every time we would be walking downtown, they'd be like, "Oh, bro, there's that Tag place. We should totally go there." Not that. Let's get out. Let's go. So literally, there was a running joke for like 2 years where they refused. Like they never went, and they never went to it as a result of it because they could always make fun of me about it and laugh about it. And I was like, it was funny. Don't get me wrong, it was funny. But then eventually, I gave up on like ever talking about it, so like I didn't care. And I think the time that we walked by and I was just like didn't even like care about it at all, they realized, I guess, like I didn't care anymore, and they're like, "Hey, let's go in there and eat." And we went and sat down and ate. And those guys are over there every week from then on. Like, yo, hey, you want to go to Tag?
Well, that's funny too, because when I was in college, so I don't know if you know, Connecticut is the claim for the best pizza in the U.S. or in the world.
I did not know that.
If you want to go look, it's ranked every year, New Haven, Connecticut. So all my friends are from like New Jersey or New York, and especially with the New Yorkers, they'd say, "No, New York has the best pizza," like versus Connecticut. And then the other place was, it's also in New Haven. It was where the first burger was ever invented. So then we had to go both places. So we went to them, but like, yeah, I had to hype it up. And then the other thing, the last thing with pizza, the other big thing, you're just gonna laugh at this one too, because you're not even. It's like buffalo chicken pizza with red sauce or no sauce.
No sauce, bro. No sauce. I don't want any spicy sauce. I don't want any sauce. I don't want the sauce. I can't do spicy sauce, man. But ranch, put ranch on that thing.
Ooh. Wait, you don't like spicy foods?
I can't eat spicy foods.
Oh, it's in your head though.
No. I'm saying like I can eat them. Like the process of eating them is I can do that. But I'm saying I choose not to because it's so hot to me that I can't taste the food. So I guess the main thing is I don't understand why people like spicy.
No, I feel you sometimes. Yeah, because if it is too hot, then I don't enjoy it either. Because then it's like you just said, you can't taste it.
But the number of people are like, "Oh man, I love this. It's hot." Ooh. I'm like, I'm jealous because I'm like, I want to understand your experience, because I'm going like, when, like even pepper, it's so hot that I'm like, dude, I can't even. You could be giving me tofu. It doesn't matter what you gave me. I can't taste the difference. Yeah.
So, are you a pizza fan or not?
Yeah, I like pizza because I like bread.
So where's the best pizza you had?
Huge on bread. Because we were in Chicago.
So what's Chicago deep dish?
Okay. Well, because when you're asking me these questions, I have to think about, like, I've lived all over the place. You know what I'm saying? Like,
see, I'm basic. I haven't really been anywhere.
That's humble brag. Hey, man, you gotta understand. I've been all over the world, eating pizza everywhere. No, my point is, I was like, I want to give an honest answer in terms of like what I'm thinking, not just the first thing that comes to my mind. But Chicago, there's a place called California. What is it? Or is it not California? I was thinking California Pizza Kitchen. I think Chicago Oven Pizza Grinder, something like that.
All right. As long as you don't say like Domino's or Pizza Hut, those aren't acceptable answers for
Okay,
pizza.
yeah.
Like
I'll crush some of that. You know what I mean? I'll crush some like crappy $5 Little Caesar pizza. Like, yeah, no problem.
yeah, that's fun.
I'll crush that.
I just hate when people say that's their favorite pizza. Then I'm just like, all right, that's not even real. It's like that's not pizza.
Yeah, no, the pizza in Chicago is pretty good while we're there. If you're saying of the chains, like which chain pizza do you like the best? I liked like 98 Pizza Hut deep dish pizza back from 1998, not this new deep dish version of Pizza Hut. Kids are missing out. It's the same with like.
I'm still waiting for. You ever seen Back to the Future?
I've seen clips of it. I haven't actually watched the whole movie.
You ever seen like and they have like it's like Pizza Hut from the future, and it's like a little it's like this small, but then you put it in the microwave and it comes out and it's this bit. It's like regular size. That's gonna happen soon, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, put it.
We're living in the future now.
Yeah, we're in it. It's just, you know what it is? All these things exist already. You're just waiting for them to come into your consciousness. That's all it is.
I mean, pretty much.
Yeah, you end up finding out. You'd be like, wait, how long have they had this? Soon it'll start.
I mean, the perfect example is Zoom right now. It's like, how long has it been out?
I'm saying. Like,
how did you discover Zoom?
Oh, years ago. A lot of these platforms and stuff, I because I'm in the online space, I have been for. Yeah. I mean, for what, 15 plus years, I've been selling on e-commerce online forever. So like when something new comes out, I see it and I'm aware of it. Most of the time I'm signed up for it, but I stop using it because it doesn't have scale yet. It's not.
Yeah.
So for instance, like most people are familiar with funnels now, right? Online funnels, sales funnels. Yeah. I was making funnels before funnels was a word. So you had to use like WordPress. Like I didn't know how to code, so I had to use like a WordPress website. You learn WordPress, then you're building out your own funnels, then you're integrating them with like multiple payment processors, Stripe, PayPal, you know, everything. And you're building them out. Then a platform like a ClickFunnels comes out and they make it all together, and you're on that and you're using it. But because they're just starting out, it doesn't integrate with like your GetResponse email responder, or only with Aweber or MailChimp, or you know what I'm saying? So like, usually when you're in so early, it doesn't actually work well for you. So you just figure out how to get it done on your own. That's why the whole adapt or die mentality. It's just like.
I remember, I think I created my first official website or like on Wix, and it was like terrible.
Yeah.
It was like, it looked like one of those 1998 websites.
Yes.
And now it's like people are legit hiring people to make the websites off there.
Correct. Yeah, because their platform's gotten to a point where it's like drag and drop, and anyone can do it without coding. Yeah. But for me, the real value is learning how to do it before it's that. Yeah. And once you do that, now if it breaks or doesn't work, or you want to go somewhere else, you can navigate and move. A lot of these people are getting so stuck on one platform, and if that platform changes its model, its business model, its revenue model, you're screwed. There's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, I mean, that's why, in the social media standpoint, that's why I always tell people not to, like, I know a lot of people are just heavily invested only in Instagram, which I think is not smart.
Yeah, but they look smart right now because they're going like, oh, I have way more followers than you, or I have way more viewers than you right now. And you're going like, okay, now that you guys understand that followers literally don't mean anything.
Yeah.
It's your community and the engagement in your community, and how you can foster that community, and how you can transfer them off of the platform and give them other valuable tools and resources and stuff. But, you know, everyone, what do I know? You know what I mean? I'm just some professional soccer player who, you know, just.
I love Twitter. Someone asked, what do you think of Twitter?
Well, like, what about it? I guess people just ask, like, what do you think?
I love Twitter. I like Twitter probably more than Instagram. Well, I think you can interact with people way easier. You have a higher chance of people reaching back out.
Got you. I like Instagram for I think their most
Like
valuable, their most valuable aspect is their lives and streaming, like engagement, community, and stuff. But I haven't been, I haven't learned the cultural, what do you call it? I haven't learned Twitter culture yet. So like,
I mean, you've seen stuff that happened, like even when I think it was the tweet that blew up when they said, or you said to like sign you to Nashville, and
yeah,
it was just like a funny GIF, and that one like blew up. Like on Twitter, it could literally just it just happens sometimes.
yeah, no, but that's what I'm saying. Laura said you're the best, Quincy. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it. Mind Body said it is a good platform for business. I agree. We were running some like Twitter campaigns and figuring that out. I think for me, understanding how to communicate across all the platforms, but doing it like cohesively, it can get difficult, right? Because you have like one community on Twitter, and then you're trying to make sure you're getting them the content that you're doing and packaging it correctly over there. But how it is on Instagram is different as well too, and then email.
Yeah.
For me, I prefer our email list. I prefer like an email autoresponder email list. That way I can send you updates. I can get you links. So maybe something's really good on Twitter. I can send you an email and you get the Twitter link or the Instagram link, or I can write an article directly within the feed and stuff. So I prefer that as opposed to the other stuff. But
Yeah, Jeff said Twitter is more reliable than Google search. Sometimes for like instant news, sometimes.
yes, but then the problem can come into play on like validating the information that comes in, but at the same time,
I don't know if you ever done it. Like one time I remember I was coming home from the mall and I saw like the gas station was on fire or something. So I looked it up like on Twitter and it had it up there. Like it was crazy. But it didn't have it on the like local news yet. Because like this happened. It was crazy.
Yeah. Hold on, let me grab my charger thing because it might cut out. Then we could talk for like 10 or 15 more minutes. Hold on.
What do you think about the football? What do you mean about the football? What's the question? I don't understand. What do you think about the football? What's up, Joe? What's up, Mike?
All right.
Do you like football or not? American football, or are we talking about soccer?
I think right. I say American football. Yeah, I like it. I like. I played football in high school. I was the what was it? MVP, wide receiver. But I stopped playing.
Oh, you got a high school. I'm at a college. What the hell? I don't even know the word. College person in here that you went to school with.
Oh, there you go. Mind, Body, Soul say, thanks, Q. By the way, we went to Davis together. Alder Dorm. Yo, shout out Alder. Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, the family is growing. I don't know when we'll have the third, but hopefully maybe in another year or two.
How many kids do you want?
I think ideally when it's all said and done, 4. I think we'll do it. We'll have at least 3, but we got 2 right now, and 2 under 2 is man, that's a lot of work.
What about this? Is a good question. I don't think anyone ever really asked you. How do you think like fatherhood changed you, like from just a regular standpoint and athlete?
Oh, okay. This is good. What I've noticed, and as I answer this, what I notice is a lot of guys that I've seen, they say, "Oh, fatherhood changed me. I'm like way more focused."
Yeah.
I mean, like there's like, "Hey, I've set some." When I started seeing that, I better understood why. Like I wasn't understanding people when I'm coming up through my, you know what I mean, when I'm growing up.
Mm-hmm.
It's because from like 12 years old, I was already planning on building what I would need for my kids when I'm 30. So I was already Yeah, so I was making, and okay, but I didn't know that.
So wait. You meant you knew you were gonna have kids at 12 years old? Not
Yeah,
at 12, but I mean, you knew you were gonna.
yes, at 12 years old, I was already planning for my
How
first,
did you know that?
my son.
How did you know that?
I just know. I just knew it. My firstborn son. Yeah, I was just said, okay, I'm planning for my firstborn son when I'm, yeah, by the time like when I'm 30, because I just looked at my dad. My dad was 31 when he had me, right? And I massively looked up to my dad and thought that he knew what he was doing, and he did it the right way. And I'm going like, okay, I'm going to do that. So, okay, when I have my firstborn son, when I'm 30, around 30, and then I'm going to need to have a business. I'm going to need to have money in savings. I'm going to need to have money invested in the stock market and in other companies. Yeah, because, well, I actually started thinking about that at 9, but I started probably like,
Hell.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, because I'm really thinking, yeah, I started thinking about it. I started thinking about that at 9, but I started actively.
I don't even remember what I was thinking about at 9.
Oh, okay. And okay, no, but I appreciate it. Okay, so this is helpful for me. I didn't know that this is what I didn't understand. So I'm not saying this to be cool, okay? I want to make sure that you guys, everybody understands that. I'm literally going,
I understand that.
I assumed that everybody was thinking about stuff the way that I was thinking about it. Because I'm going like, yeah, right? Everyone, because when I'm talking to everyone says, yeah, I'm going to grow up, we're going to have a family and kids and a house. All right, cool. Everyone does that. So we got to plan for that. Like, it costs money for a house, and it costs money for kids, and you got to pay them, and they got to need their college and all that kind of stuff. So at 9, I was thinking about it. By 12, I started working towards it. And I think the reason why I did really, somebody said, Mind Body said, he's always been ahead of most, mature and ready to succeed, always focused. That's cute. Hey, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yep, we saw the ambition. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Like, for me, it was just,
they have to examine your brain.
Maybe maybe eventually. But what I'm telling you is like, it's based on experience, right? Experiences, and I think it's a combination of many things, because you also have to understand, I was in the old world, right, where I'm biracial. Mm-hmm. I'm half black, half white in America, but I'm African American in America, but I'm really African. I'm Nigerian. So I know my roots in Africa. My mother is white, German, and Native American, right, here. And when I'm growing up, I see that people don't treat my dad. I don't know what it is, but they treat my dad weird. They talk to him. They talk down to him. And I'm going like, why are they doing that? This doesn't make any sense to me. This is the smartest guy I know. He's an electrical engineer. He's a genius. He knows what he's talking about. And then I think that they talk to my mom, and they'll be like, hey, the way that people talk to my mom is different. It's just different. Mm-hmm. And then I would see how people were treating me, and I'd be like, this is weird. This is like in the middle of the two of them.
Yeah. And
that's where I became aware of like, oh, okay, both people, white people, black people, this is what they mean by race. But they weren't, for me at the time, I'm going like, oh, but people don't see it. I'm going like, oh, white people are right about these certain aspects, but they're full of crap on others, because they're, you know what I mean? But then I also say, hey, black people are right about certain aspects, but they're also full of crap on others. Because I'm going like, if there's anyone who understands it best, it's me. Because you guys treat me like I'm white, right? And you guys treat me like I'm black. So I get both. I get the negative from both.
So you think that was an advantage?
Oh, huge advantage, because at that time I'm going like, one, I know both of you guys don't know what you're talking about, but I don't understand why you don't know, okay? And then also at 9, I go back to Nigeria for the first time with my dad, and that's when I see what it actually means to be in America. So the number of people who bitch and moan and complain about how America's broken and all this and that and all of that, I hear you. I understand why you're saying the things that you're saying, but a lot of Americans have never been anywhere other than America. Yeah. Right? So when I'm back in Nigeria with my cousins, I see my cousins working in the fields and farming and fetching water all day. They work harder than any American I've ever seen work, physical labor ever in a day, right? They'll do more work in a day than most Americans will do in a month. And I'm looking, and I understand the visa process to get from Africa back here. And I'm going like, they never will have an opportunity to have anything more than what they have here right now. And it's only because they were born here. It's not because they're not capable. It's not because they don't have enough, they don't have the mentality or the work ethic or the smarts or whatever. It has nothing to do with that. It is simply because they were born there and I was born in America. So when I get back to America here, after my trip at 9, I remember being in my room and I looked in my room and I went, holy crap. And I remember this. I go, holy crap, I have my own room. This room is bigger than basically the hut my dad had to come from.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going, I have air conditioning. Holy crap. I get to walk to the bus. I can go to school, even though I don't like school. Never have liked school, right? I like all the perks that come with school.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, at that time, I went, oh, okay. I will never, Tay Belly, what's going on? CTC 2123, what's happening? I'd made, at that time, at 9, I'd made a decision that I will never tell my dad that something was too difficult.
Mm-hmm.
I know I'd be lying straight to his face. Because that would be, yeah, I'd go like, I saw where you came from. I saw where you started. I saw where most of my cousins still are. And if I ever said that learning this or doing this or going here, right, playing soccer and doing school and getting a degree and pre-med and doing all these things is too hard, I'm spitting in my family's face. That's how I decided to, that's the decision I came to at like 9. So by that time, from like 9 till 12, you're trying to figure out, okay, what does this mean? How can you do? So that's where I'm starting to think, like, what do I do? What am I preparing for? What am I planning for? That's why by the time I'm 12, I'm going like, okay, well, when I have my firstborn son at 30, around 30, what do I need to have ready and in place so that I could provide for them and all of that? Mm-hmm. So yeah, so when that happened, yeah, so now that that's happened, so the reason why I'm setting that context is so you're right, a better perspective for me is where when you're saying like, how did it change me? It changed me in that it allowed me to understand what I couldn't understand from basically 12 till now. Yeah, it was going, I was going, oh, most people don't start working for their kids until they have them. So once they have them, then they realize, oh man, I wasted all this time, right? I wish I had this. I wish I had that. I wish I had this. So once I saw that, now I'm going, oh, I thought we were all doing the same work. I thought we were all doing this. Yes. So yeah. So that's been my experience. So those are things where, that's why when most people are looking at me, maybe when I'm younger and they're going like, what is, you know what I mean? What is wrong with Quincy? You know what I mean? Like, basically I'm looking and going like, I don't know. I just don't understand. I feel like you guys talk about everything as if it's so easy. And you know what I mean? I'm struggling to make this business work and I'm trying to do this and I'm trying to do that, but I'm not going to make any excuses for it. I know it's supposed to be hard, but now that I see, I go, oh, everyone was faking it. Everyone was pretending to be doing work.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
That's why it's great when you hit the people up and you see them do something, but then you ask them if they could do that. Or the greatest thing is when you hire somebody and then you've seen it and then it's not even close to what that you've seen the other. Yeah,
Yes.
Crazy. Well, anyways, back to the original question.
Okay,
so has fatherhood changed you?
Well, I thought that I told you that's how it changed me. But it helped me understand
more.
Yeah, well, it helped. It helped tying it together full circle for me. Right.
So you're already planning it in the piece puzzle, just basically.
Okay. I'll wrap up in 5 minutes. What is that? Oh, okay. Thank you. All right, I got 5 minutes, man.
I got you.
I got 5 minutes. Okay, so what was your?
So basically, I was saying, like, analogy would be you already had the whole puzzle, and you just put one more piece into it, and so you were ready, basically.
Oh, okay.
Like you had kids, and that you already knew they were coming, so you just had to put it. That's it.
Yeah. So okay, and this is what I was expressing to everybody. Like,
you were just ready already. You were getting ready because you were already ready. You were already getting ready to do it, and you were ready.
Correct. I'm going, for me, I'm saying, okay, yo, what's up, K23 Hampton? I'm saying, hey, you are where you are now, and you want to see or you want to be something in the future, right?
Yeah.
Whatever that is. And I'm going like, okay, what does that person need? What will that person need? What type of help will that person need? What types of things will that person need? And I'm going like, okay, I want to, and I've talked about this in the past. All right, I want to be able to provide for my family and not have money be a reason why I can't do something, right? So I go,
Yeah.
okay, well, if that's my goal, and that goal is 15 years from now, in this case, what is it? 18 years from now, I have 18 years to prepare for 30.
Yeah.
Right? And there's all these things that I want to be able to do at 30, and more importantly, things I don't want to not be able to do. So now, when I'm searching on the internet, I'm looking for things that help me accomplish that goal. So I'm researching how to research. I'm researching how to learn. I'm learning how to learn. I'm learning how to teach others. I'm learning how to share information. I'm learning how to understand myself. I'm learning my body. I'm learning where I'm full of crap. I'm learning how I was right, but how I could be better, right? And I'm constantly learning and applying and making mistakes and trying new things and saying the wrong thing and having to understand how that negatively impacted me. But I get to do that for 18 years. Because I'm not planning to be ready to start. I'll get to see in 18 years if I did enough work. Well, what I want to not do is be there in 18 years and be mad at myself for having not done more.
Yeah.
So when you do that, you've set the parameters, and it doesn't make the job easy, but it allows you to remain focused on what your goal is. And because I didn't have a frame of reference starting out, and I just assumed that everyone was doing the same, but more and better than me, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just went like, okay, let's do this. Let's go. No, we got to do it. Like, I'm not going to get to 30. I'm not going to get there and find out that I missed it by like 2 days of work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, I want to get to 30 and go like, I did everything I could, and that person's just better than me. They blew me out of the water, and I go like, yeah, well, I accept it. It's the same where I say, like, if you're the person who says like, oh, there's nothing I could do and there's no way it would work, I say, okay, then why are you spending any time complaining or worrying about it? I said, like, oh, okay, accept it. But for me, I said, like, look, I'll accept losing at 30, but I won't accept not doing the work for this time. So answering your question even more with the kids, right? What the kids did was allowed me to now go, okay, well, let's look back at the work that I've done. Did I do enough work? And once I had kids, now I go like, okay, this is all the work I've been doing since I was 12. Let's really look at it and see if I did enough, because I don't know if I did enough. And then I'm talking to other people now who are my age, 30, right? And I'm going like, okay, hey, this is what I've been doing. This is how I invested. This is Ask a Soccer Pro Show. You guys, right? If you go back a year ago, go rewatch all the Ask a Soccer Pro Show episodes. I'm walking you guys through my mentality and mindset because I'm going like, okay, I need to be able to articulate this to people. So let me work on that as well too. In doing that and in having these conversations, just like Paul, like we're having right now, I started learning that most people were only talking about doing work. They weren't actually doing it. So my mistake was every time people were talking about something, I assumed that they were doing it. So I was like, oh, I have to do that too.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I got to do this and I got to work here and I got to do that. But a bunch of people are just talking about theory, how to play the game. Oh, this is how you kick the best free kick. This is how you shut down Zlatan. This is how you do this. And I'm going like, you guys don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
I'll show you how to do it. Oh, you're lucky. You did it because, oh, you're how? How's everything that I do luck? And then I realized, everything I do is lucky because nobody's doing the work. And I don't mean nobody, but I mean most people aren't doing work. So that's why they don't like me when they hear me speak. Yeah. Because I'm calling out your BS. I'm calling out all those times where everyone else told you what you're doing is okay and you knew it wasn't, but no one's holding you accountable, not even yourself. So you just keep wasting time. So we're tying this act to this time. I really want people to understand it's a game of time. It's not a game of money or anything else. It's a game of time. And if you're sitting here giving up your time for free and giving up your time to nothing, I just want people to understand these things because I want them to be happy. I want them to enjoy what they're doing. I want them to be able to create the things they want to create for themselves. And I get disappointed when I see the only thing holding someone back is their belief system. There's never been a time in human history where we've had access to more information, more tools, more resources, more technology, and people can't even see it. They can't see it, and that's why I say they can't see it because their mentality's broken. I just think about it in terms of they have old mental software. Mm-hmm. And just need to upgrade it to the new system, and that's what the MSL is. But I appreciate.
That's why I hope. That's why I think that's might be one positive that comes out of this, that more technology is being used in proper ways. Yeah. And Mind, Body, Soul said you should start a YouTube. Quincy definitely has a YouTube.
First MLS vlog on YouTube. They just sit here, it's trend setting. I'm just watching. What's fun is watching the entire soccer market start to do all the things we've been doing for years, all while when we started it out, that was the reason why they get rid of me or trade me or talk crap about me. So it's funny watching it.
All right. Well, I appreciate you coming on. Obviously, we went longer than we were supposed to, but
always.
Pretty much. I appreciate it. I'll be talking to you.
Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate it. And everybody.
Check out the Ask a Soccer Pro show tomorrow.
Yeah. The live shows tomorrow.
Tomorrow, right? Yeah.
Thursday. Tomorrow night, 6 p.m. PST, 9 p.m. EST on the Perfect Soccer account. Mind, Body, Soul. You can, the Ask a Soccer Pro show replays are all on the podcast, perfectsoccerskills.com/radio. Yeah, no, thanks for hanging around. I appreciate it.
All right, I'll see you.
Later, guys. Thanks, everybody.